Football Facts presents 11 great footballers that achieved less than what they deserved. Number 11. Oliver Neuville. Neuville is the only footballer on this list that at least won a championship. He did this at a very young age with Servette by winning the Swiss championship. He later moved in Germany, where he spent many years in Germany with Leverkusen and Gladbach. In 2000, Leverkusen lost the Bundesliga title on the last day. They needed just a point against Unterhaching but lost 2-0. In 2002, while playing with Leverkusen, he finished runner-up on Champions League, Bundesliga, and German Cup. On the final of the Champions League, Leverkusen had a great performance against Real Madrid but finally lost. They dominated Bundesliga for the most of the season but lost the trophy on the last day after they lost on the final game. On the cup final they lost 4-2 to Schalke. Even worse for Neuville, on the same season, Germany lost the World Cup on the final against Brazil. On that game, he will be remembered for his free kick which hit the post while the score was still 0-0. Number 10. Karsten Reimerlov. A teammate of Neuville, he had the same luck. What is worse for the German defender is that with Leverkusen he was runner-up 2 more times. During his last seasons for Leverkusen, he failed to impress as he was injured regularly. He finally hanged up his boots in 2008 as he had very rare appearances. The worst thing for Reimerlov is that he never hanged a gold medal on his neck, though he was a very good footballer and came close so many times. Number 9. Giuseppe Sinieri. One of the best Italian forwards, he was never able to win any major trophy. His best years had been with Lazio, where he was top scorer of Italy 3 times. Though he was a prolific goal scorer, he had never the chance to play for a higher profile team, and this might have been significant on the lack of silverware. He came close to a World Cup victory with Italy in 1994, but the trophy went to Brazil after the penalty shootout. Number 8. Tom Finney. One of the best English wingers, Finney spent his whole professional career with Preston North End. Compared to footballers like Pelé, Maradona, and George Best, he was never able to win any major trophy. He was runner-up for the English Championship twice and for the English Cup once. He was also the Player of the Year 2 times. He represented England on 3 World Cup final tournaments, but the English team was unable to impress on any of them. Number 7. Antonio Di Natale. Di Natale spent most of his career with Udinese, winning many individual awards. He won the Top Scorer award twice, the Footballer of the Year award once, and was on the Team of the Season 3 times. He is on the 6th place on the table for the top ever scorer in Italy. Though he was a prolific goal scorer, he remained in Udinese until the end of his career. It wouldn't be easy to win trophies with the club. He represented his national team 42 times and scored 11 goals. In 2012, he came close to the Euro Cup success with Italy, but the team lost against Spain on the final. Number 6. Bernd Schneider. One of the best midfielders of his era, the German footballer had the same luck as the other 2 Germans that we mentioned earlier. He represented Germany 81 times and he even wore the captain's armband in some occasions. He had great performances with both his country and Leverkusen. He was unable to have any gold medals, however. On the World Cup of 2006, he had very good performances, as Germany reached the semi-final but was knocked out by Italy. They only managed to win the 3rd place. Like Reimerlov and Neuville, he was runner-up for the Champions League, Bundesliga, and German Cup. Number 5. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. The Dutch international is one of the 2 players on the list that has not finished his career yet. At the age of 33, he is the 2nd top scorer at the Dutch national team. He played for Ajax, Real Madrid and Milan but failed to win any significant trophies with them. He only won 2 Dutch Cups with Ajax. He later moved in Schalke where he won one German Cup. Next season he will play for Ajax where he hopes that he will be able to win the championship. For a player of his caliber, the 3 cups that he won are very few. With Netherlands he was runner-up in the World Cup of 2010 and 3rd placed on the World Cup of 2014. Number 4. Joaquin Sanchez. Joaquin is still playing for Real Betis. He started his career there, where he was impressive and soon moved to Valencia. With both teams he was able to lift the Spanish Cup. He later moved to Malaga and then to Fiorentina before returning to Betis. He had a great contribution in all the teams he played. He was unable to have any big success on trophies though. He represented Spain 51 times, but his international career ended in 2007 when he made some comments about the way that head coach Luis Aragonés is approaching the game. The Spanish team went on to win the Euro Cups of 2008 and 2012, as well as the World Cup in 2010. Joaquin could have been easily part of that team. Number 3. Stan Mortensen. One of the most prolific goal scorers, the English player only managed to win an FA Cup during his career. He spent most of his career with Blackpool where he had not much chance to win the league title. Though he was not a clear striker, he was able to find the net regularly and was quite feared by the opposition. On the cup final of 1953, he scored a hat-trick, helping his team coming back of a 3-1 deficit and win the title. That was his only trophy however, as Blackpool was never able to win any championship. With England he played 25 times and scored 23 goals, but the English team was never able to win any major tournaments. Number 2. Socrates. Though he was considered as one of the best Brazilians ever to feature, he has not much of silverware to show. The Brazilian team of 1982 lost against Italy on the second round of group stage, which meant disqualification. On the World Cup of 1986, Brazil lost against France on the quarter-final after penalty shootout. He also won a runners-up medal at the Copa América of 1983. At club level he played for Botafogo, Flamengo and Corinthians, but he was only able to win state championships and never the Brazilian top division. Too little for a player of his caliber. Number 1. Stanley Matthews. He had a career which spanned for more than 30 years, hanging up his boots at the age of 50. One of the best wingers of all time, he just won an FA Cup. He was teammate of Mortensen when Blackpool won the FA Cup in 1953. The final was later called as the Matthews final even though Mortensen scored 3 goals. He was the first Ballon d'Or winner. Surprisingly he made very good performances at his mid and late 30s, making him very unique. Though his silverware is not impressive, he is still considered as the best English footballer that ever featured in football. Do you think that we should have included someone else on this list? Comment below. Thanks for watching.